Hello friends, this is Professor Nilesh Kale from Gokte College of Commerce, and in this video series we are learning about the GST. Today we are going to learn about levy and collection of taxes and taxable person under CGST Act 2017. So section 8 says about levy and collection of taxes. There shall be levied a tax on all intrastate supplies. All intrastate supplies means we have to define what is intrastate. Intrastate means within the state. If you are in Karnataka, so the political boundaries in the Karnataka or the boundary of Karnataka will be considered as the state boundary, and all such transactions happening within this boundary will be considered as intrastate supplies. So if you are having any such trade which is crossing this border of state, that will be called as interstate. Similarly, within a nation we call it as intranation, and outside the nation, outside the country, we call it as international. Hope this is understood. So there shall be levied a tax. Which tax we are speaking about? GST. So there shall be levied a GST on all intrastate supplies. Section 8 says this. On the value of supply determined under section 15. सर एक बात बताओ कि इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाईज पर ही टैक्सेस अप्लीकेबल है, इंट्रास्टेट पे सप्लाई नहीं है. सी वी आर स्पीकिंग अबाउट CGST एक्ट, एंड CGST एक्ट इज अप्लीकेबल ऑन ऑल इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाईज. But when we are learning about IGST, there under section 8 again, there they say that there shall be levied a tax on all interstate supplies. So for interstate, IGST is applicable, and for intrastate, CGST plus SGST is applicable, right? So on the value of supply determined under section 15, section 15 is a large section for value of supply. Transaction value we have to calculate, and we are going to learn. If you are a BCom student of RCO, maybe this is for the 6th semester, that is where you are going to learn the value of supply, and numerical problems will be asked from this chapter, value of supply, under section 15. And at such rates as may be notified by the central or state government in this behalf. There is a GST council which determines the rate, and GST council represents the central government only, right? And all the state government finance ministers will be the member of that GST council, and they will decide the rates, right? But not exceeding 14%. 14%, what 14% they are speaking about? 14% of CGST, right? So this 14% CGST cannot cross 14%. SGST Act, if you read the SGST Act, that also says it cannot cross 14%. So for all intrastate supplies, you are paying CGST plus SGST. It means 14% plus 14%, that is 28%, which is the maximum GST that you are paying. But if you refer to the IGST, their definition is clearly given. IGST will be equal to CGST plus SGST. So it is completely replacement for CGST and SGST. What? IGST. So if you do not understand this point, please comment below. I will make a separate video with very few numerical problems. With one or two problems, you will understand all these points, right? So if you do not understand, or if you want more clarification, please comment below. The CGST and SGST, I repeat, CGST or SGST shall be paid by every taxable person in accordance with the provisions of this act. So all the provisions of this act are for every taxable person, right? This point is repeated again and again. CG, that is central government or state government, shall specify categories of supply of goods and or services, the tax on which is payable on reverse charge basis. Now, what is this reverse charge? If you are a supplier, you are paying taxes, that is the forward charge basis. But if you are a receiver and still you are paying the taxes, we call it as reverse charge basis. Now, which are those categories of supply? on which reverse charge is applicable, central government and state government will state this. They have to say this, which is given in section 8. The tax there shall be paid by the recipient of such goods and or services. The tax thereon shall be paid by the recipient. So be that forward charge or be that reverse charge, tax is always paid by the recipient of such goods. To whom? To the supplier, and supplier has to pay these taxes to the government, and that is why we call it as indirect tax, right? All the provisions of this act shall apply to such person as if he is the person liable for paying the tax in relation to the supply of such goods and or services. This act says in this point that all the provisions of this act shall apply to such person as if he is the person liable. कोई ऐसा बंदा है जो सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स और सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज और बोथ कर रहा है, तो वही बंदे का, तो उसी बंदे को हम टैक्सेबल पर्सन मानेंगे. He is the person who has to pay the taxes, right? Levy and collection of taxes. This is the last point that we are going to learn. CG or SG shall specify categories of services. Now central government or state government shall specify, they will specify such category of services on which tax shall be paid by the e-commerce operator. Now who is an e-commerce operator? Your Amazon, your Flipkart, Myntra or Zomato, Swiggy, etc., etc. All of them are e-commerce operators. And for e-commerce operators, there will be categories of services on which they have to pay the taxes, even if they are not making the supplies, right? If such services are supplied through it. All the provisions of this act shall apply. In case of e-commerce operator also, all the provisions of this act shall apply. If e-commerce operator does not have a physical presence in the taxable territory, any person representing it or any purpose or for any purpose in the taxable territory shall be liable to pay the taxes. So in India, let us say there is some XYZ company. Let us take the example of Alibaba. Alibaba is Chinese giant e-commerce operator. So that has no place, that has no business in India right now. So Alibaba, if any representative of Alibaba is there in India, and if Alibaba is making the business in India, then through e-commerce operator, Alibaba is a taxable person according to this provision of this act, that is section 8 of CGST Act, right? So hope you have understood levy and collection of taxes. Taxable person. Taxable person means a person who is registered or liable to be registered under Schedule 5 of this Act. Schedule 5 deals with the registration. Taxable person means a person who is registered or liable to be registered under Schedule 5 of this. If that person is registered under CGST Act or he is liable to be registered, he has not taken the registration but he is liable to take registration, then that person shall be called as taxable person. A person who has obtained or is required to obtain more than one registration, whether in one state or more than one state, shall, in respect of each such registration, shall be treated as distinct persons for the purposes of this Act. This provision is really very important. I will repeat this point in the registration chapter. Right. So if you are registered in Karnataka, I am to say if you have the main principal place of business in Karnataka, but you also operate in Maharashtra and Goa, then you have to take registration in Maharashtra and Goa as well. Yes, you have to take registration in Maharashtra and Goa as well, because you are doing business there also. Now you will ask me, sir, there are 29 states in India, 30 states in India. Then you have to take all 29 registrations in all the states. But if you are taking registration in IGST, IGST is applicable to all over India, and therefore only one registration is enough, right? So there is one section called section 26 which deals with the deemed supply. If you are taking registration in CGST, it will be deemed that you have taken registration in GST as well, right? So we will learn more about this later. An establishment of a person who has obtained or is required to obtain registration in a state, and any of his other establishment in other states shall be treated as establishments of distinct persons for this purpose. This point says there is an establishment of a person who has obtained or required to obtain the registration in a state. If XYZ is a person and his establishment is in a Karnataka state, and any of his other establishment in another state shall be treated as establishment of distinct persons. So let us say, for example, XYZ is a person who is doing business in Karnataka, but his other establishments are there in Maharashtra and Goa. Then also we are considering that establishments which are there in Maharashtra and Goa will be considered as establishments of distinct persons and not of the same person, right, for the purpose of this act. So that is all about the taxable person. We are considering the establishment of a person. Obviously the person is the taxable person. In the definition of person, in our previous video we have learnt about the definition of person. So an individual is a person, but that individual may be having establishment in other states. For the purpose of this provision, they say, for the purpose of this act, they say that any other establishment in any other state will be treated as establishment of distinct person, separate person, right? So this is all about the taxable person. We will learn about supply, the main and very important chapter in the GST. We shall start in the next video. Thank you.